Hello everyone, this is Satyaprakash. Welcome to Coding Knowledge. In this video, I'll describe what is Git Clone and Git Bash in details. So I suggest you, before going through this video, please visit my last video that is on know about public and private repository in GitHub. So let's know what we'll discuss in this video, that steps to configure Git on Windows, and let's know about Git Clone and Git Bash. So in my last video I have created one repository that is called second repo. So here what I will do, that whatever files are present here, I need to take these files to my local repository. For this I need to clone this. To clone this we need to select code tab here, and there is various way we can clone with this and these are HTTPS, SSH and GitHub CLI. There is various options you can see here, and as per the mention here, HTTPS, SSH and GitHub CLI, these are various ways we can clone the report to our local machine. So as of now I can use clone type called HTTPS, and using this URL under HTTPS clone type I can take the files available in second repo repository to my local repository. So for this I need to install an application called Git to configure this HTTPS URL, because that related to Git and GitHub. To get this Git application, just type in search bar of Google, that is the Git for Windows. Here I'll type that is Git for Windows, because this application we need to configure in our Windows application. So as per requirement you can configure your iOS or different operating system. So you can see one interface like this. So I'll click here and download Windows, that is for Windows. That's why I click on here Windows. I can Mac OS, Linux, as per the requirement are available here. So there will automatically download your as per your configuration. This is download here, this is already download, and as per I download earlier and install in my machine, so I don't need to install and download again. So if you have 32-bit operating system you can download. If you have 64-bit you can download here, and there is some portable edition you can download also. So as per my requirement I have download and install 64-bit Git in my Windows setup. So it will I already have installed on my local machine, and make sure Git is installed in my local machine or not. To know what we'll do, to know, so you just right click anywhere of your system. You can see there is two options, Git GUI here and Git Bash here. That means your Git is installed successfully in your local machine. So now I need to upload project files to second repo repository. Under this I just click here, go to my repo, I just click here add file, and there is upload file option is there. So after then you'll get an interface like this. So here I added one file called deaddetails.cs file, which one I already have created in my local machine successfully. So I just click here, choose your files, and go to this path where I created this local cs file, deaddetails.cs. So I just upload here, and after upload you need to, there is commit changes. If you want some added some text here, if you add text here, as for now I don't need to add any text, and there is commit title to main branch, and it is the by default branch of main branch. So I'll tell details about Git branch in details in my later video, and just I put commit changes here. So after then you can see in my second repo repository, you can see the file is available here, deaddetails.cs, and the user, the Mohan CS GitHub added file, the status is mentioned here, and this one the date 3 minutes ago and 2 commits. So here if you click on the date-details.cs file, then you can see the entire code in GitHub as below image. So that's it. In the CSS file we have added some namespace here, and the class name is date-details, and I have added one property, that string father name, and there is a get set type. So next step is go to the code tab of our repository here and click on the clone type. So here you can see clone type is HTTPS. I just copy the HTTPS. Here is the copy option is there, and it is the URL, the clone URL, git clone URL. You just copy there. You already copied. You can see the message is copied already. And next step is I created one folder called my git repo yt. So this is my in my local machine. I have created one file and folder in C drive. So go to this folder and right click inside this folder and click on git bash here option here, and after click on this, you can see your git bash is open now. Your git bash is open now successfully, and it will show your path. You can see here it is my desktop machine name, and it is some desktop machine name configuration, and here it is a desktop, and it is a git1 folder. Under git1 folder I have created another folder, my git repo yt. So after then you mention your HTTPS URL with git clone command. So what I'll do, so git clone command, I need to mention this HTTPS URL what we have copied earlier for clone purpose. So now you can see git clone with the HTTPS URL. So here git clone is the git command. Our system cannot recognize the git clone command by default, and that's why I installed git in my local machine. So you can see after mention this path, the look like this, as the same interface you will see in your machine. So after then click enter, and it started cloning into the second repo. And here after then my git started cloning whatever the files in my second repository into my local machine. So it is done. So also you can check the local machine. There is a new folder name called second repository, and the files inside it, you can see there is 3 files. You can see here in GitHub repository there is 3 files, 2 files, git details readme.md. the same files also available here after clone, details.cs and readme.md file. So it's already have cloned to our local machine successfully. So to get the list of files and folders in my local machine using git command, I'll use as ls command here. You just put ls, so you can see. Okay, now for this I need to create directory here. The second repo is nothing but it called the folder name, because under this my git repo yt folder there is another folder called second repo, but I want to list all the files whatever the second repo folder contains. So that's why I just change directory to second repo and click enter. So after then you can see second repo is available here, and main is nothing but the main branch, because in GitHub repo you can see there is a by default branch called main here. That's why after clone this file, your second repo is created in a local machine with the main branch. So here I want to see all the list of files. That's why I put the ls command. So you can see here details.cs and readme.md file as showing here. So now it is so as of now we already learned that how to check the details of files in that second repo folder using the below command. And here git clone is nothing but it is the git command which is used to clone the files for first time from our local machine. So let's visit my GitHub repository. Here you can see the same file whatever you see here, detail.cs and readme.md in GitHub repository, that is a remote one. In your local, after cloning, you will see the same files after clone, that is details.cs and readme.md file. Let's go to my presentation here. So here we'll know about what is git clone. So it is the git command which is used to clone the files for first time from our local machine. It has its own history, manages its own files. So git bash is an application for Microsoft Windows environments. It provides an emulation layer for a git command line uses. This is my YouTube channel Coding Knowledge. Subscribe it to get the up-to-date knowledge on .NET Core, Angular, Bootstrap, and GitHub, DevOps series, and Jenkins. So as of now, what we have learned in today's video, that how to configure Git on Windows, and after installing the Git for Windows, we can see two options, that is Git GUI here and Git bash here, and what is Git clone and how to clone using Git bash the files from remote repository to our local repository, that is local machine. So whatever files you will see here in a GitHub repository in a remote path, the same file will see here in a local repository after the cloning. So that's it for today guys. Thank you for listening and have a great day.